Hey everyone, welcome to the Guiding You Forward podcast presented by Mountain America Credit Union, where we talk about all things financial related and then some. And thankfully, Alex Barcello is with us today. Hi, Alex.
How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming. You guys are going to want to stick around until the end because Alex is not only going to give all of you his best piece of financial advice, but we're going to find out, does Alex prefer Kobe or Michael? And to find out, of course, hit that notification bell, subscribe to our channel. But Alex, let's get into it. We're really excited because we usually don't have athletes on our podcast because we talk about finances.
Let's go.
But I'm stoked to talk about other stuff too. Yeah. Right? I mean, we got to hear some.
For sure. There's been a lot of learning going on. So
yeah.
I got some things to talk about.
Perfect. I want to start out though with a little this or that.
Okay.
I'm just going to fire some questions to you. And I want you to just, off the top of your head, answer, which one you like best, maybe.
All right.
Does that work?
Yeah, that works.
So we've been told that you really like nachos.
Yes.
Why?
Just because it's a perfect, quick, easy snack.
Yeah.
When you're on the go, if you have to get somewhere pretty quickly, or coming home from a hard workout, just something that got a little substance to it, and it's got kind of anything you want to throw on it.
So my first this or that question for you is nachos with or without olives?
With.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I'm a hard no.
Black olives.
So black.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, black olives, y'all. You heard it. Does Zoey like nachos?
She does.
She does?
Yes.
With olives?
Yes, she does.
All right, well, you guys are meant for each other.
We are meant to be.
Yes. Big day coming up in July?
July 20th.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready. I've been financially planning for this, her and I, and thankfully we partnered with Mountain America to help us out with that.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
So when it comes to, I still have more of this or that questions for you. We'll get to those. But when it comes to having this big life change coming up, right? I mean, you and Zoey have known each other for a long time.
Yes.
How are you guys preparing for that? Financially, all of it. What are you doing?
Oh, saving. Saving is the biggest thing for us, just kind of living within our means and not spending too crazy, just being able to go week by week, putting the right amount of money in our savings accounts, and then also investing money that we do have that's extra.
Okay, love it. So speaking of Zoey, not that the whole podcast is going to be about her, but I mean, we got to talk about her a little bit. Zoey with blonde hair or brown hair?
Brown hair. That's her. Yeah? That's her original hair.
It is?
Yes.
Okay, because when I was looking back at pictures, I'm like, oh my gosh, she dyed her hair brown, but it was originally that.
She looks great in anything. So she even had her hair pink at one point. But
oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. So your jerseys. I was going to call them your playing outfits, but Chase told me no, that's not what we call them in sports. Your jerseys, away or home? Which one do you prefer?
Away, the black uniforms.
Yeah.
I think they look the cleanest.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Love it. Kobe or Michael?
Michael over anybody.
Okay.
Every day of the week.
Every day of the week.
Yes.
Love it.
Michael Jordan.
Swicket or Mazer?
Ooh, Swicket.
Okay. Richards Building or Marb?
Marb.
Okay. All right. Star Trek or Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Do you know what Star Trek is?
I do, but I've never seen it.
I love it. So one of our video guys before this said Harry Potter or Star Wars?
Harry Potter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your favorite character?
Ooh. I would have to go with Harry.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like Harry.
Okay, fair enough. So you also had a chance to meet with one of our financial guides recently, Cass.
Yes.
So I met with Cass and I was like, Cass, give me some good questions to ask Alex. And she said, honestly, Kristalina, Alex is good to go. Everything that we talked about, he already knew and was super excited about his financial future and seems really prepared. I have to say, you're 23, right?
Yes.
When I was 23, I did not feel that way. And had I met with a financial guide at the time, they would be like, Kristalina, you got a ways to go. You got to reel it in, So I want to know a little bit, why on earth are you so prepared? And what advice do you have for maybe other athletes out there or other people just in general as to what they should do to be prepared like you when it comes to finances?
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes with a lot of discipline. The advice that I would give for an athlete is just, we receive a stipend every month that kind of is, what comes with our scholarship, and you can pay for your room and board, and then as well as food and just any type of fun activities that you'd want to do. And so I always kept it, I try to keep it a third. So rent, utilities, electric, all that stuff goes into a third of what I receive from that stipend every month. And then fun activities, kind of food, whatever I want to do. If Zoey and I want to go have a nice dinner, like that's another third that we use that money for. And then a third for savings and investing and just kind of planning for our future. And that's kind of what I've lived by. Over the course of my now 5th year being in college, it's just been great to kind of have that stipend, first of all, because most people don't get that. But it's kind of helped us build a good savings. And but I would just say just being disciplined with kind of how you're living on an everyday basis. Like, don't try to live too lavishly when you don't have the means to. And I know it's easy to get caught up in that, like especially me, myself, with the sport that I'm in. Everybody, we're trending more towards, what type of clothing you're wearing and what brands you're having on. And so as tempting as it is to go out and buy like a Gucci bag or something nice like that, I'm just like, well, maybe in the future, one day when, I have enough money to do that's what I would want to do, a Gucci bag or something, Louis Vuitton. I think that would be sweet. But
it would be sweet.
Yeah. But right now, no, I'm sticking to anything that's free.
Fair enough. I love that. I think you probably just solved all of America's debt problems by saying what you just said.
Yeah.
Right? I think if most of us were able to live that way, it would solve a lot of issues, right?
No, definitely. But it's really hard to, like, there's times and, weeks where I come off of, like this past week, we came off of 2 losses where I'm like, man, I just want to go spend some money. So it's really hard to do when you're kind of in the moment of it, but just kind of being disciplined as you're, having those temptations come in of, man, I just need to go spend some money at the mall right now.
Yeah, make you feel better.
Yeah.
So how does it feel when you're in a packed Marriott Center and you guys are undefeated at home?
Yeah.
Right? Just tell us a little bit about that. How does that feel when you get that win or you make that winning shot, Alex, and you're in that packed stadium?
I don't know if I could describe the whole feeling to you, but it's just when we make a run or hit a big shot and the crowd just explodes. It's like almost like a tingling all over your body. You're just like, I've never, been used to this much adrenaline. And, that, you guys are winning if you hit a big shot or, I don't know. It's so much fun to win and knowing that you got 20,000 people in the stands that are rooting for you and, kids that are looking up to you. And like, this is, they love it. This is everything to them. Like, they are diehard fans, and to be able to wear that jersey and to put it on, step out on that floor and do everything you can and fight, blood, sweat, and tears for these fans. I don't really know if I have words to describe it, but it's really amazing. And like, I'm just really thankful to be able to play in front of that many people. Like, I came from a big school where we played around 14, 15,000 people. And I was like, this might be one of the biggest arenas I play in. And then I get in the transfer portal, come to BYU, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is 5,000 more than, what I was used to playing in front of.
And they're like way louder, no?
Way louder. And the rocks, from the floor to the ceiling. And it's really amazing.
Cool. Love it. Coming off of that a little bit, I'm curious, who is the goofball on the team?
I would say Atiki.
It is?
Atiki is super funny. Oh my gosh. I think every word that comes out of his mouth is just hilarious to every guy on the team. And I mean, we have other guys like Gavin Baxter. He was injured earlier this year, but another funny guy who just, I don't know, he brings a lot of just light to our team. When we're in tough moments or when we're in really good moments, when we're winning a lot. Just having that balance of, this is really serious. We need to take our season, like every game counts, which it does, but also having the lightheartedness and the joking around in the locker room and stuff. So
it's got to be there.
I would say those 2 guys. And then I'll throw in Gideon there too. Gideon makes me laugh a lot. So
good.
They're all great guys.
You get to, call some plays while you're out there, right? Speaking of communication.
I do. Not very many. I mean, coach knows the best of what kind of how we're trying to attack.
Yeah.
But there's times where, he lets us play with freedom, and I don't know. I love it as a player to have a coach that's so willing to trust his players, and especially in the heat of the moment when a game's on the line, or it's a game that's back and forth where he's like, hey, just go out there and play and do what you guys do. And just to have a coach like him, it's who knows what plays to call when he needs to, but also knows how to let his players just go out there and play freely.
Yeah, love it.
It's fun.
Love it. So another question for you, because I think of like my 5-year-old son, right? His dream is to basically be Alex Barcello, right? Wants to be a basketball star. I think for the majority of kids, that's probably the number one job choice, right? Professional athlete. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
You're about to live it. So what would you say to those little kids? Like, or not just little kids. Maybe it's a middle schooler, high schooler, college athlete that didn't quite make the team. What are your thoughts?
I would say if you're a little kid, pretty much before you hit high school, have fun and play as many sports as you can.
Yeah.
Explore all opportunities. I played basketball pretty much my whole life. I played t-ball, and I ran the wrong way I ran third, second, first. I didn't know what I was doing. I played flag football with my team.
Yeah.
But then it was pretty much just basketball. And once I got to high school, things like I played clubs starting when I was 9 years old. Things started to get more serious. And then once I hit high school, it's like that's when you really start to see colleges getting interests and then offering you scholarships. But I would say, just have fun until you hit high school. And then once you're in high school, if you really do want to play a sport professionally, get serious about that one sport, and then give it everything you have. And don't forget to have fun with it, just like you did when you were younger, but also treat it like a business, because if you do want it to be your job, you're going to need to put in time like a job. So a normal job, 8 to 4, 9 to 5, I would say put in that amount of time, if not more. And that goes with everything. So treating your body, making sure your mindset's right. So doing meditation, if you believe in that, getting up extra shots, watching film, anything that you could do to see an advantage, making sure your strength training and your agility, quickness, strength is there. Anything that you can do to get an upper hand on, the next guy, because there's so many athletes across the world that try and go Division I. And I would just say, once you hit high school, get really serious about it, because it can, even if you don't play professionally, it can provide a bunch of opportunities with your network, meeting people at a college, as well as a scholarship where you get your education paid for and come out debt free. It's like, I know Zoey and I are extremely happy about that. We would love to have $10 million in our bank account right now, but the fact that we're coming out of college debt free, I think that's huge for us. And just moving forward, we're able to now have money where we can put it in places to help us, even push more upward with our future instead of, paying off debt. So I would say there's a whole lot of things, even if you don't play professionally, that can come out of just getting serious with a sport and sticking to it. But now transitioning from, this is my last really month and a half, 2 months, hopefully 2 months of college basketball, and then transition into the professional level, just knowing that I don't want anything to pass me by. I don't want Zoey doesn't want anything to pass her by either. So whether we want to be in the States playing in the NBA, and if that's the dream, but if things, don't go as we want them to, and we end up overseas, we're adventurous people. We're going to take that and make the most of it and travel with each other, experience new things, new cultures. And we're super excited for either opportunity that presents itself. So I'm going to hopefully be good enough and hopefully stay the course and keep working, keep grinding. But I'm definitely excited, and I know she is. We're excited for our future.
Love it. Well, you said you're going to hopefully be good enough. I think you're good enough. I mean, you currently are in like this elite club of BYU players that have reached 1,000 points, right?
Yeah.
And you not only did it you did it in 2.5 years. So I think you're good enough. But how does it feel to be in that club with names like Danny Ainge, Jimmer Fredette? and now Alex Barcello.
Yeah, it's a huge compliment, and I think it's nice to know that your hard work's paying off.
Yeah,
it's not the end goal, but to be in a class of names like that where they've been in the league, and Danny Ainge was in the league for countless years, and just guys who are winners. It's really nice to be considered in that, I don't know, elite group of people, and just to play for a university like BYU, it's no other place that I'd rather do this right now, and it's exciting. The fan base is amazing, and I'm so thankful that the opportunity presented itself. Coming from Arizona, and being able to just spend not 2 years but 3 years here.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about BYU and how that transition was coming from Arizona to Provo. What are your thoughts there? Like, were you like culture shock 100 or was it easy?
It was super easy. The guys and the coaches were great to me. I mean, they welcomed me with open arms, and I knew Jake Toulson from high school. Just kind of playing at each other, being in the same region type areas, same division. And so I knew him. I knew a couple other guys that I've seen on the club circuit. And so it was really cool. I knew the coaches, they had seen me play on the club circuit, AAU in the summers, and just how genuine and personable the coaches were amazing.
Good.
But culture-wise, it wasn't too much of a shock.
Okay.
I have a lot of LDS friends back home.
Yeah.
But it's not something that I grew up in or grew up believing in, but same morals and values lined up with me. So, the coaches were like, hey, we have this honor code, and they were, and I was like, no, it's cool. I follow everything. Like, I'll sign it. It's all right. And so it's been great. Like, and I think that's one of the reasons why, BYU as a athletic department is so successful across the boards with all sports, is because they, we hold ourselves to a different standard. And, kids that, maybe at another school, they're out partying and doing other things, and they're not solely focused on the sport in school. It's, I think it shows when we have a school that kind of follows a certain standard, and, it really is just school and sport, and then, whatever social life you have. Yeah. And so, it's
awesome.
It's pretty cool.
I want to talk a little bit about why you're here today.
Okay.
Right? Obviously, it's kind of new territory for college athletes to have sponsors through these NIL agreements. What do you feel has changed the most being in pre-NIL stuff to now? I mean, you're in it, right? What are your thoughts? What are some of the changes you've seen as an athlete, and what are some of the changes you maybe hope to see for future college athletes?
Yeah, I would say a big change is how it affects your locker room. Okay. Because not every guy is going to get paid the same. Different guys have different value, just like professional, the NBA.
Yeah.
Guys know kind of who's getting paid more and who's getting paid less. And that's hard to manage in a locker room. It's hard to manage. Like, I've heard a couple guys that I know in the pros. It's hard to manage when like, your job is on the line, and not necessarily NIL. Your jobs aren't on the line because you got a scholarship, and still it's in a different sense. But definitely managing that. We don't talk about kind of figures at all within our team.
Yeah.
I know certain guys are closer. They might talk about things, but it's definitely an interesting kind of area. And everybody's like kind of running around. I feel like we're all running around with our heads cut off, because it's like, oh my gosh, what do we do? We've never experienced this. And but I also look at it as just a great way to kind of experience new things and kind of how the business world works, because everything's a contract with, an athlete partnering with a company or a product. And I just, like, I've had contracts as little as like 2 pages. I've had contracts that are like 16, 20 pages, if not more. And just knowing that I have a brand as I transition from college to professional that I had to protect. And I don't want anything to disrupt that or hurt that brand. And then knowing kind of what questions to ask or how to negotiate if I don't feel like one of the biggest words that I learned is perpetuity. And I just,
that's a good one.
And so they're like, if you see that, you need to get that changed, or just keep your eye on the lookout for that, because you don't ever want somebody owning your name, image, or likeness, or your brand for forever.
Yeah.
And so that's been really interesting to me. So I always like scan the document first, look for that word, and then if I don't, then I read through it. And but that's always my go-to. Just making sure that I read through them a couple times. So if I missed anything, and bouncing them off of my fiance, other people that I have helping me with these NIL deals. It's really cool just to have that experience. And I feel like I've learned, not that, I've had a great education over my 4 years, now 5th year in college, but I feel like I've learned a lot of stuff that I wouldn't have learned in those 4 years where, it's applicable to life and to where I'm going with my career. So yeah, it's been really cool for me to navigate, and it's super interesting.
What's been the biggest benefit you think to college athletes coming off of, this change?
I would say not living paycheck to paycheck.
There you go. Amen to that. I get that.
It's hard, but it does, like I said, it helps you with discipline. But yeah, being able to have money to set yourself up for the future. Whereas, there's not much you can do, because as an athlete, you get fed really well, and you really don't have to pay for much food. But there's things where, you got to take a break and step away from, the game and your team sometimes, and kind of go have, a fun activity or a fun little trip planned where you are having to spend some money. So you're having to dip into that savings. And so, yeah, I would say having money to be able to set yourself up better for the future, where you can invest a little bit more and put money into different buckets, like Cass explained to me on our phone call. So
I love that. So let's talk a little bit about those buckets. I know Cass said, hey, when I met with Alex, again, he was super prepared. But did you come away from that meeting with anything maybe new that you didn't know?
I mean, yeah, like I would say I knew this, but she reassured me of it, just knowing that, like, salary can change, especially in the career that I'm going
for sure into. Yeah.
Like, you can be making a couple 100,000, you could be making a couple million, you could be making less than 100,000.
Yeah.
On any given year. And sometimes money is guaranteed, sometimes it isn't. So knowing how to plan for those, which also in the career outside of basketball that I'm trying to go into, is real estate. And knowing in real estate, you're not always going to get a paycheck every month or every 2 weeks. It's going to come, maybe every few months, or, it might take a while for one to come in. So just being able to manage that with saving and investing, to where you're investing, but also investing in things where you can maybe pull it out in a couple days, rather than like something that you invested in where it's like 5 years and you can't touch it, or, you can't touch it till you're 59 and a half.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that, just reassuring me that, you always got to be aware of where you're putting money, and having kind of an emergency fund savings account to be able to take out of if you ever need.
Love it. Love it. We definitely preach that a lot, right? Yeah. Gotta save, have that emergency fund for that rainy day. So when you met with Cass, were there any new things that you learned in that session that you're like, holy cow, I gotta run out and tell all my friends?
Yeah. Just talking about kind of like the Roth IRAs and just kind of, you can put money into it, and you get it when you're 59 and a half. And she said that, some people might want $10 million in that account, and some people might want $2 million in that account. How are you going to want to live when you're, 60 years old and beyond? And what are your plans from that? Like, do you just want it for yourself? Do you want it to pass down, kind of leave a legacy with your family, help out your kids, grandkids, with college and stuff? And so I like that topic that we talked about, is because everybody's different. And I think for Zoey and I, like, we want to help, set up our kids and our grandkids, and just kind of pass down as much as we can. And hopefully we have the means to. But yeah, I think it's just interesting how everybody's different and on a different financial path. But I definitely thought that long-term bucket was interesting when she talked about it. Yeah.
So you mentioned long-term bucket. What was your conversation about buckets?
Yeah. So there's pretty much 3 different buckets. You got the long-term bucket, a short-term bucket, and kind of like a one in the middle where, you might not need it when you're 60, and you might not need it now, but it's good to just have. So that could be a short-term investment. Like, I have a couple investments right now where I could pull it out in, a couple days, and I'd have my money, but it's something that I don't want to touch. And I try not to touch because I do have my emergency funds savings account, which is the short-term bucket where I can just pull it out on any given day. And so, yeah, I think that it's cool just to kind of divvy them up and have it real organized.
Love it. Love it. Well, and in fact, speaking of accounts, I'm super stoked because we have something for you.
What do we have?
We have, Alex, you guys, it's the official BYU card.
What? It's vertical?
This is yours. It's vertical. I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but it's shiny. Can I kind of go like this? See it? So this is yours, Alex. It's ready to go.
What? Thank you.
It's all for you. And again,
gosh.
Shameless plug here. All of you can get your official BYU card at any local branch. You do have to order it though. So it's not like we can't just hand them to you right there. You have to order it because they're sparkly.
They're still exclusive, a little bit.
Yeah, they're very exclusive and very sparkly, and we love them.
Thank you.
And hopefully Zoey's going to get one too.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. But yes, shameless plug, and you need that card. So again, talking a little bit about basketball. It seems like it kind of runs in your blood. Does your little sister not play for BYU as well?
She does, yeah. She's redshirting this year, but
That's
she'll have the next
awesome.
4 years, and yeah, she's excited to play.
That's awesome. So did you guys, growing up, was it just what you did?
Yeah, so my oldest sister went to Colgate, played basketball on scholarship. My middle sister went to Marist, played basketball on scholarship. So it was real competitive. I wish I had a brother, but man, I'm so blessed with 3 sisters. And I think that's kind of cool why I play basketball is because the guys on my team are my brothers.
Yeah.
And but yeah, in our household, it was definitely competitive. We play a lot of 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-1. They loved beating up on me and 2-on-2 and 3, or 2-on-1 and 3-on-1, just kind of passing the ball around, playing monkey in the middle with me. And I don't know, it's super cool. And as we got older, it turned into more shooting games, shooting competitions.
Yeah, little game of horse.
Yeah, if you ask my little sister, I mean, if you ask any of them, they probably say they could beat me. But yeah, it was just super fun having everybody playing the same sport.
Yeah, that's awesome. Who would you say your role model was growing up?
I would say Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And, 2 totally different players. He's super athletic, and I like to say I'm a little bit athletic, but just the work ethic that he had, the mindset that he had, how he never wanted to lose. I love to win. I want to do anything that I can to win.
Yeah.
And I tried to continue that mindset as I grew older and older. Just kind of watching, it started off with Space Jam, then it got into, all these different DVDs that my mom would buy me, and videos, any type of video that she could find of Michael Jordan where he had highlight clips or talking about him and his team. And then with the Last Dance coming out, that was just the cherry on top. And
yeah,
just kind of seeing everything again. It's I don't know, his mindset is just incredible to me.
It is. Who would you say, and I think this was part of Michael's big thing, right, too? He had a big support system. But who would you say your biggest support system is now?
Zoey Simpson, my fiance.
Yeah.
I met her in high school my senior year, and she's been my rock ever since, there was a lot of hard times at U of A, and then, she was there picking me up every single time, that I had my head down. And then, telling me that if I still wanted to follow my dreams, you got to seek a new opportunity and a place where you're valued more. And so I came here, we did the distance, made things work. And now she moved out here, she's working. And, we're planning on getting married in July. And, we're going on 6 years in October of dating. So it's been amazing. And I'm just extremely blessed to have her in my life and to be there to put me in place when I'm kind of going astray.
That's awesome. I wish you guys the best. I mean, 6 years dating, you guys got this in the bag. I hopefully we can have you back when it's your 50th anniversary or something. Right?
That would be sweet.
What do you think is your biggest fear?
Heights and drowning.
Okay.
And Zoey wants to go skydiving so bad. And I know I'm going to have to at one point, but I'm literally going to need to be pushed out of the plane.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it.
Well, thankfully for your first time, they like strap someone, like don't you get strapped to someone else's back so they jump first? I don't know. Anyways, I wish you the best with that because I'm with you on that. That is terrifying. What would you say motivates you to get better?
Zoey and our future children.
Okay.
Just kind of providing the best life for them.
Okay. So kids, I mean, are we talking kids soon?
No.
Okay. I was like, I mean, the wedding's coming obviously in July, but you know.
No, we want to enjoy and travel and just be with each other for a couple of years before that happens. I
wish when I was 23 that I was as like future thinking as you. I'm just throwing it out there. Pretty awesome. So going back a little bit to your team, you're having a stellar year. Like you guys are killing it. What does success look like for the rest of the season?
Winning every game.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't know if it's going to be possible, but
it's possible.
Yeah, no, just winning as much as we can. And I think learning from the losses that we did have to help us come tournament time.
Yeah.
And really, if we make the tournament, which we're set to make, anything can happen. Like we saw last year, you know, a team that was the first 4 out, I believe, UCLA, they went all the way to the Final Four. They got us, and it was painful to watch them every game. You know, once we did come home, continue to move on, but anything can happen in that tournament, and anything can happen in our conference tournament. And so we're looking to bring home a conference championship and then make a run in this tournament. And I think that's what success looks like.
Love it. Who's your favorite NBA player right now? We know Michael, right? Is the star.
Damian Lillard.
Okay, yeah. Lillard. Why?
Plays with a lot of composure. Never seems to get sped up. Every shot or move that he's making, it looks like he's done a million times. And I don't know. I strive to be like him. I also like Fred VanVleet, who's really crafty with stealing the ball on the defensive end and a great shooter, great playmaker. And so I definitely watched a lot of film on them, just trying to model my game, knowing that we're all 3 different players, but things that I can pick and kind of add to my game from their games.
Love that. Very, very cool. What's your favorite thing about BYU or playing for BYU? I
would say the color, because blue's my favorite color, and then the fans.
Okay.
The fans are awesome. There's just so much love and support, and I mean, even the trip that we just came off of, it felt like we were at 2 home games, just with the support that we had there, fans coming out and just loving the BYU and that Y that's on the wall. It's just incredible.
Beautiful. I mean, go Cougs. We gotta say it, right? Come on. What's your favorite food? Nachos?
I would say nachos is my favorite snack. Burgers and fries or a steak with like some. If I'm, scratch that. I would say probably, burger and steak or like some shrimp and scallops with some pasta.
Okay.
Depending on what mood I'm in.
Yeah.
But I've been liking seafood a lot more now.
I love that.
Yeah.
Favorite music?
I always have loved hip hop and rap, but country's grown on me. I think I didn't like country because my sisters and my mom would listen to it every single morning on our way to school. And I was like, man, I've heard way too many country songs. I need something else. I need to switch up. But now, like, I kind of put a little bit more country onto my playlist, and I've been liking country a little bit more.
So like poppy country or like twangy country?
A little bit of both.
Okay, fair enough. I
like to switch things up. I like, kind of some classic rock, old songs.
Yeah. So you like hip hop?
Yeah.
And rap?
Yeah.
I mean, are we picking 50 Cent or Ja Rule?
50 Cent.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on. I love Ja Rule. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta pick Ja Rule over you for that. Lamborghini or Ferrari, Alex?
I've never driven a Ferrari, but I'd choose Ferrari.
Yeah.
I've driven a Lamborghini, and it was the most fun I've ever had.
That's awesome.
It was, yeah. Thankfully, I didn't get a ticket, but me and Zoey just felt like celebrities driving in that vehicle. We were in California, had the top down, and we're just kind of cruising around, going to different beaches, and yeah.
Love it. Let's say in closing, obviously coming off the Lamborghini question, maybe isn't quite living within most of our means. But any thoughts you have regarding finances, sports, life in general, for people that are either looking up to you as an athlete, looking up to you as a person, or just Alex Barcello in general that you want to share?
Yeah, I would say you always want to think about your future, but don't think about it too much to where you can't be present and live in the moment. And
yeah.
I would just say that. Make the most of everything that you have and every opportunity that presents itself.
I love that. Well, you guys heard it from Alex Barcello. Be present, live in the moment, save for that rainy day, and do everything that Lillard does. Yeah?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, you guys. Well, thank you so much, Alex, for joining us. And thank all of you for joining as well. And we will see you on the next episode of Guiding You Forward.